Everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
Matt.
Today we're going to talk about the new episode of Hawkeye, and I think we're going to go over the Peacemaker and Across the Spider-Verse trailers. Have you all seen those?
And maybe a new trilogy. We thought the Hulk Man was gone, but he's coming back for 3 more.
The Hulk Man?
No, the Hulk. Tom Holland. Tom Holland.
Oh, okay,
The
I
Hulk
thought
Man.
that was debunked by Sony.
Oh, was it? Oh,
It's kind of like the Ryan Johnson trilogy that was going to happen. Like, I'll believe it when I see it.
if I see the Ryan Johnson trilogy, I'll gouge my eyes out.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I'll do it after the podcast, so I can at least talk about it with Matt, because I'm sure that'll be Matt's favorite new trilogy movies.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
I think he's working on the Knives Out tetralogy right now.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Craig's free, right? No more Bond, or maybe he got blown up, but he will be back.
I mean, they just renewed Kathleen Kennedy's contract for like
No,
20 years. So
don't start off
know.
the podcast with that bad news. For real?
she could like give Ryan Johnson like complete carte blanche over Star Wars. So
What dirt does she have on Disney? On
Yeah,
the mouse
seriously.
that she still has a job. She can't be like, oh, look at Bad Batch. That was good, right? Right, guys? You like Bad Batch? No, just the first episode.
I mean,
Oh,
those
okay.
movies still. It's like Fast and Furious. Like they're not really known for their critical acclaim, but they made a lot of money. So like she made the studio a lot of money, even though just because the movies had Star Wars on them.
It's so dumb. Yeah, exactly. Like they're gonna make money regardless because they're Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Matt almost finished all of Bad Batch because there was Star Wars in the name,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and we forced him with the lightsaber to his throat.
I didn't quite make it.
But just imagine if the Star Wars properties were good. Just imagine.
The possibilities. So I guess Hawkeye was the introduction of another character called Echo.
Speaking of imagining things are good, this one's coming true.
Yep.
So you think that you were pleased with Hawkeye this week, right?
Pleased with Hawkeye this week. My biggest complaint is, why were there no other trick arrows in my Avengers movies besides the USB arrow? Why was the USB arrow the only trick arrow he had before this episode? Like,
It's like that.
And then the plunger arrow.
just imagine how good like his scenes would be if he had all these spectacular like arrows.
Like I don't understand like a situation where he would be so far away from a computer that he would need to shoot an arrow with an USB on it.
You know
Like,
how good Hawkeye is? I can't even
I know he's good.
and it
plug-
has to be
No, I can't even plug a USB charger in like
it has
with
to
my
be the
hands.
right- it
'Cause
has to be
it
the
has
right way.
Right. It's not USB-C.
That's what
it's
makes it
USB-A.
even more impressive.
That's what makes it the most impressive gosh darn
I'm
thing
not
in the
saying it's not
MCU.
impressive. I'm just saying I don't see a situation where he would be so far away from a computer. Like, can't he just like?
it
walk
was
up
made
to-
for the mission. It's not in his quiver all the time.
It's like, oh no, it's a mile away from the computer.
Just you have
That's
like
what he does.
Bro.
He thinks of
no, he doesn't think that. He's got Q from Bond. He's got Q from MI6. Just
Yeah,
handing him
just
like
making all
gadgets.
the-
He's like, "What's this?
Yeah.
A USB arrow? What's it for? You'll know when to use it."
Well, didn't it bounce off?
Yeah,
that
I
Russian
wonder
guy
how
anyway?
much of that is.
It did.
is Stark.
Hilariously, it bounced off that Russian guy.
I was like, wow, he must be doing Abiprex every day, or maybe it's just a weak arrow, maybe the latter. So, yeah, I mean, so I don't know if they called her Echo, but that's who the character is. I think she's like Maya Lopez when she went over like her origin
Yep.
this week, and I
Kingpin
think
confirmed.
what
Kingpin confirmed.
it did sound, that chuckle did sound a lot
That
like
was-
Vincent D'Onofrio.
So that was definitely his.
The
laugh.
cufflinks. The cufflinks.
The
I didn't notice
cufflinks.
those.
Mm.
I like the sound editing. How like his footsteps were a lot heavier than everyone else's because he's a big guy.
Yeah, but then again, hey, everyone was convinced Mephisto or Reed Richards was going to be in WandaVision, so
Huh.
prepared to
Prepare to be disappointed.
yeah.
So if Kingpin isn't the uncle, who is it? Matt Murdock? Is it a twist?
Jack,
No,
I'm guessing
Duquesne.
would be the only.
Is it Jacques? Jacques?
Jacques Duquesne, yeah. It has to be if it's not Kingpin.
Yeah, I mean, I figure I'm interested to know because
What if it's her dad? What if they're
That's-
actually
oh.
sisters?
how could they be sisters if her dad's Maya's uncle? They'd be cousins then.
You already found a plot hole. You already found a loophole in my theory.
A plot
Yes.
hole in your
You already found a plot
Yeah.
hole. No, yeah. Yeah, so, well, maybe they're related. Whatever. Maybe they come from the same family.
Well, it's pretty much obvious, I think, at this point. Not obvious, but heavily implied that her dad's not dead, because like he's in like the main credits every episode, I think, and he was only in the beginning of the first episode. So I have a strong feeling he's going to come back. So it could be either her dad.
The credits over here.
Yeah, it could be either her dad, Kingpin, or Duquesne. So yeah,
All right, wait a second. Let's do this again, but this time worst answers only. Who is the uncle?
Mephisto.
Just jump to
MODOK.
MODOK. Yeah, but it has to be the Patton Oswalt MODOK.
It's just like it's a black coat, but like a giant head.
All right, Matt. What about you? Worst answer?
The scroll.
A scroll?
Yep.
What? All right. It's probably going to be. What if it is a scroll and the Kingpin?
Then that confirms the Invasion series.
My question is, they are doing so much right now. Like, we're about to go into a whole shitstorm with Multiverse of Madness, but they're also queuing up like Secret Invasion.
Yep.
Like,
They're
either
bringing back-
they're gonna attempt too many things at one time, or they are really setting themselves up for Phase 5.
I mean, Echo is going to have her own show, so that implies at the end she's going to have her character arc is going to become good.
Or at
You
least
know.
neutral.
And Agatha Harkness is getting her own show too. So it's like basically all these.
Well,
characters
okay.
are-
So applying Matt's logic, does that mean Agatha Harkness is also going to be good, or are we going to get a Cruella origin story?
Well,
She wasn't even like evil in the comics. She was just kind of like
Yeah, and she wasn't evil. If anyone was
Renee
evil, it was
for-
Wanda. Wanda was evil in that show, but she was definitely the evil person at the end of in the last episode.
I think she'll be neutral, but they'll do it in a comedic way.
she's gonna be like Loki, female Loki.
Yep.
It's gonna be like she has a dark past, but
There's already a female one.
she's the protagonist now. So, you know, I
I
have
love
a
it.
feeling they're probably gonna introduce her son Nicholas in that. And I guess he'll be because remember she mentioned Senor Scratchy. So
Yeah.
I think
Which
he'll
turned out to
probably-
actually be something, but they cut it for time or
Yep.
for pandemic related.
And then
reasons.
also you have Young Avengers coming pretty soon.
Yep, right.
So,
Oh yeah, they have like 20 things planned right now. You know, just in like the next 5 years, I think.
Whatever Kevin Feige's
Man.
making, it's probably not enough.
It's never enough. Yeah, he's a glutton for. I mean, basically, you know, there's a lot that hasn't even been.
Like the X-Men. We haven't even talked about the X-Men. They're gonna fucking fit the X-Men in there somewhere. So now we're doing Secret
Hasn't been
Invasions
announced
and
yet.
X-Men. Like, oh, is this Matt? Are you about to get overwhelmed?
yeah, I think, it's going to get frustrating here really quick because I think Disney is just saturating the market way too much right now. And
What else do you want? Do you want a Fast 10? Do you want to see The Rock and Vin Diesel reunite under Family Bro one last time? Finish
I
out
mean-
the 10 series.
If they go
sequel?
too fast, they're gonna run out of.
They're gonna get
run
too
out of
furious.
ideas.
Speaking of which,
I
they're
see
going
what
to
you're
leave
doing.
11-5.
Never mind.
Mel Gibson's going to direct it, I think, right?
Go away.
Yep.
So yeah, so like you joke about that.
Oh, Lethal Weapon 5. Okay, yeah.
These
Whatever.
franchises.
As long as they make another Live Free or Die Hard, I'm fine with that.
oh my God.
I know. I
Die
could feel
Free.
Matt's eyes roll.
Die Free,
400
Walk
miles
Hard,
away.
Dewey Cox.
Oh.
Those Dewey Cox, like Live Free, Walk Hard, or something like that. All right.
was-
So
The Dewey Cox story.
yeah, continued. All right. So what else happened? This episode was kind of tonally all over the place because we have like that massacre scene in the garage, and in the very next scene, there's the Imagine Dragons dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like
It's funny you say that. It's
forced
tonally all over
barbecue.
the place because he
Yeah, it's
loses
like-
his hearing.
Yeah, so it's like the cool ninja stuff, and like, okay, we got to fit in this Imagine Dragons joke, which kind of fell flat. But yeah, I thought the fight.
I
scene
thought it was cute.
really cool.
Like the guy was like, "Oh, let me get a pen. You're going too fast. You're going too fast." Like, yeah, it was on par for Marvel. Marvel banter. I'm null to it. I'm numb to it.
Way to
I'm
make,
over it.
way to
It's
make
gonna
the
happen.
bad guys seem not scary at all.
Oh,
I
they're in
don't mind it
tracksuits. How scary
sometimes.
could they be? They got a giant ball pen. What do you think about the ball pen scene?
Yeah, that was great.
But which
That was fun when
I was
when
hoping I was hoping
Hawkeye
Patrick
jumps in.
Stewart's head would pop out.
Oh, so what I was expecting him to
That's what I
do
feel.
was to, like, slide through like he did, being all invisible, and then like you see the two guys staying up there, which obviously dumbasses, like, don't stand that close to the ball pit, you can't see the guy. But I thought he was just gonna grab their ankles, but instead he comes out and he just stabs both their feet with arrows. And I was like, oh yeah, because he's Hawkeye, so we gotta use these arrows somehow.
Did he kill any of those guys? Or
Nope,
was it...
didn't kill
Nope.
a single person.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Disney.
He
Even though
pinned Echo to the wall with her clothes. So, like, this girl
Oh yeah.
is better than Taskmaster, and kind of like a jack of all trades, and is just phenomenal at everything. And then she gets pinned to the wall by a couple of arrows.
Yeah.
Maybe take the jacket off. That's what I would have done. Well, movie.
Well, I thought the bow play in this episode was pretty impressive. Probably the best we've seen in any of the Avengers movies.
Definitely. Was it the trick arrows that did it for you?
No, it's just like before that, like before the car chase scene. I thought like in the abandoned toy factory, like what he's doing with the arrow was pretty impressive. And
I thought,
then it's actually
I thought
kinda
that
like,
was really cool.
the car chase scene was actually not as impressive to me than like the fight scene. in
Oh,
the-
you didn't like the one? You didn't like
I thought it was
the
cool
one
how
shot
it was
at the
all
beginning?
how it was all one shot and the camera was rotating. I thought that was really cool.
Matt, as the resident dad, did you like the 1972 Chargers joke?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't even try that. Well, it was the bad guy.
He was like, "We're not crashing the 72 Charger. Come
Yeah.
on."
Come on. And it still gets, he's still
It is-
worried about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it still gets crashed. I chuckled so hard. And Kelly my wife just looked at me. She's like, "What's so funny about that?" I'm like, "Dad humor. You wouldn't get it."
Yeah. I think
So-
it was pretty obvious they were like in a green screen or in the car, even though it was supposed to be like one shot. And I thought like the arrow scenes were like too heavily reliant on CGI.
Wait,
Like,
was that
Hawkeye
all
showed
green screen?
Hawkeye. And plus the acid arrows were useless anyway. Like they dropped a few traffic lights at the
Yeah, I thought that would have been.
around.
I thought they was going to create like some traffic or whatever, but it was more like just checking off a box from the comic book.
Yeah, so that's actually what the only thing I really disliked about this episode, and it's kind of like two parts. One, when he has his quiver, obviously it's magical or something because he has unlimited arrows at the beginning with the fight at the KB toy store, but they're all regular arrows. They're all regular arrows until they get into the car, and then all of a sudden it's stocked back up fully, and all of them are now trick arrows. There's not a single regular arrow at all.
Well, he said something like, he says like, "Crap, we used all of our regular arrows. Oh, we have our trick arrows," and then like none of them were labeled.
Then turns the camera and winks. Like,
Yep.
Show. Yeah. So that was the only thing. And
What was your second
was-
complaint?
Well, it's kind of two parts. The fact that, the quiver, whenever Hawkeye fights in movies, he never has a count on his arrows. Like if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you have 20 in your quiver, you pull them out, they eventually get to 0. Whereas it seems like
shit.
with Hawkeye,
DM, are we supposed to be counting our arrows?
yes, we are.
Robert, have you been counting your arrows?
Oh,
No. I don't think we've been counting our
I've been
arrows.
shooting a lot of arrows.
Don't worry, I'll cast the create bonfire.
Well,
And then
the
piss
next
off the
One
DMs
over
so
here
bad.
with the bottomless quiver.
Well, next session somebody's gonna run out of arrows now. So I was
Oh,
being
no.
nice, but you know what I mean. Like every movie, like when they're attacked in the Avengers movie, like he's jumping off buildings, they stay magically in, no problem,
Yeah.
and he has like 100 of them. So I don't know, bugs me.
Yeah. Trying to think. What else happened after the big
Oh,
arrow?
come on, the tear jerking scene where she's translating because he can't hear. He thinks his wife is calling him.
Oh, that
That's
was
really
so
fun.
good. Oh, that was so good.
What happened? I completely forgot.
Oh, so he gets a call from his wife's cell phone, and he's like, "Hey, babe, can't really talk right now. Can I text you?" And
Yeah,
this
and
is
it's
just when
just-
they get back from the walk. Oh, the subway scene. They're communicating. They're talking. Like they're becoming cute. Like it's a good buddy cop. It's not quite buddy cop, but it's a good sidekick story there.
It was
Like they're
kinda
starting
weird.
to bond.
I guess like they had to be really like conscious of saying that Clint was not deaf. He's hard of hearing. I guess they're afraid of. There's maybe like the deaf community would say like he's not deaf. He can hear a little bit. So I guess they had. But for any layman watching the show, it seems he's pretty deaf.
Yeah.
Just one ear, both ears. But I guess since the girl is fully deaf, they had to differentiate and say like, I'm not deaf, I'm hard of hearing. So I guess maybe there's like a deaf consultant on set saying he can't call himself deaf, something like that. But it seemed Pete was pretty deaf to me.
Yeah, like everything was just numb to him.
Like he couldn't like communicate without his hearing aid. So I would seem legally deaf to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would say he's probably legally deaf. If you couldn't hear anything with this hearing aid on.
I thought it was just one ear. It seemed like.
But I don't know. Like if you
still had the other ear, you'd hear something.
Right? You think so? It sounds like he's deaf in one ear. Maybe that ear is the only one that works, or maybe they just don't care enough to like show him both of his ears.
It's crazy too, because in the 2011 comic, he actually, one of the guys he's fighting stabs him with his own arrows in the ears, and that's why he's deaf. And I guess they just can't really do that in this series.
Yeah. So instead, they covered up with a bunch of flashbacks of explosions around him during the Avengers movies.
Well, I think in the comic you're referring to, Matt, it's like the character who stabs him is Kazi.
Yep.
Was the guy who apparently
he's that good-looking guy.
Yep.
With the neck tattoos. Yeah, they completely changed his character. I think they just
are you think him and Haley's character are gonna hook up? I don't think there's only like 3 episodes left, right? So not enough time.
They're already halfway done, and a lot of it's gonna be devoted to Yelena next episode. And probably Echo's gonna have a big part in the next couple episodes. So I very much doubt they're gonna be like. He's probably just gonna have like a very small part in the remaining episodes. I'm guessing.
Yes.
So.
But I will say though that scene though on the phone, like that was
so good.
Yeah, it was an amazing scene for Disney, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to like Hawkeye now.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think we were talking last week, like, can he act? Can he not act? Like, it doesn't like Forrest, I think you were saying like it doesn't seem like he wants to be there. But I think that's Jeremy Renner's character acting. Like he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to babysit this girl.
That's true.
He wants to go home for Christmas.
It does work out.
Yeah, he's trying to get home for Christmas with his kids.
I think I was talking about John Cho in Cowboy Bebop though, like an actor who didn't want to be there. But,
yeah, definitely. Again, I think like that because John Cho's like a good actor. I think he was like playing aloof, but I haven't seen the original material, the source material. So I'm not sure if like that's how the character is supposed to act, or maybe he just literally didn't want to be there.
It's a completely different experience when you've seen it as opposed to not like watching it. But
I'm gonna guess it's a worse experience.
Yeah. So the end of this episode.
Wait, real fast. I found something on Reddit and I want to read it. And Matt, if you could go ahead and get take your blood pressure now and then tell me your blood pressure after I read this to you. And I want to give credit to this person on Reddit. However, their username is incredibly inappropriate, so I will not. But the headline is, you can look it up yourself. Someone on Facebook joked why Hawkeye never runs out of arrows. So I replied, and then blah, blah, blah. He goes on, talks about a bunch of stuff. He postulates, you ready for this, Matt?
Yep. That
Tony Stark updated his quiver to have a miniaturized, lightning-fast 3D printer. So Hawkeye never runs out of shafts. And then his little special attachment thing puts the special arrowheads on him.
Would it make more sense to have like a bunch of little arrows made by Pym's company, and they just grow when he needs them?
Well, I guess you get the physics of that. Like, what is it? Mass, it cannot be destroyed. So even if he had like 500 small arrows that can make big again, then they would weigh like 500 arrows.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
What if you had a Pym arrow, but instead of making it big, it made it small, right? Yeah. And then you hit that, you shot that and it hit the Hulk. What would happen? Do you get a mini Hulk? Because I think I would watch an entire TV show of mini Hulk.
Mini Hulk.
What if we're
like he still packs the same punch?
Like he's six, like he's like an inch tall or whatever, and he's just running around Hulk smashing like beating up
seemed
like
to be
all
the
the
physics
classic
of
bad
Ant-Man.
guys.
He'd be tiny, but he punches normally.
Well, you gotta remember the Ant-Man movie broke its own rules. It had like a tank in his pocket they was able to carry around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an actual tank. So like if he had it in his pocket, he'd like go right through his pants.
Oh, what the F? That's a good point.
Yeah,
wow.
it weighs like a toy car, but it's.
Thanks for ruining Ant-Man 2 for me, he says sarcastically. If you don't get the joke, listeners, you have to go back and listen to the other episodes where I just don't give a shit about the Ant-Man series. I love
Paul
Paul
will just have
Rudd.
a whole garage in your pocket.
God, do I love Paul Rudd? Is Paul Rudd not just like an amazing human being? Have you guys listened to him like in an interview? Like he is just a phenomenal stand-up guy. It's just a shame he's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Or
That's
Ant-Man's
what's
in
so
the
funny.
movies
Like
that
he's
he's in.
got like
I enjoy
lots
Ant-Man
in
and
the
the other
barrel.
characters.
So all right. So the end of the episode, Swordsman or Duquesne corners Clint
With Ronin's sword.
Yes. So I think in the comics they have a history together. Do you think they'll have a history in this show?
I think. Oh my gosh, are we about to have a whole background episode or a flashback episode?
Yeah, we probably are.
This show loves flashbacks.
Yeah, they do love to show flashbacks.
But I don't know if they'll do like the de-aging technology with him and Duquesne. But I'm gonna go on a limb here and say together. They're meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah, I think they're
just
gonna
cut that
totally
out.
throw out
Just
the
keep
past.
keep it light. Keep
They
it
only got 3
pithy,
episodes
keep
left.
it gay. I don't know if you guys know the producers.
No, not personally.
Well, The Producers is an excellent Broadway musical.
Oh yeah, you mentioned
And then Nathan Neal, the
remake of
the remake of the movie is fantastic. But that's what I was quoting.
with Gene Wilder and
Nathan Lane.
No, that was the new one. The old one has Gene Wilder.
Oh, I haven't seen the old one. I've only seen the new one. Gene Wilder. That's Willy
I
Wonka,
think
right?
The old one isn't even a musical. It's just
It's just about a musical.
it's about a musical, but they made it a musical afterward. I think I might have the history wrong. But anyway,
Yeah, that's why this is a comic book podcast and not a Broadway musical podcast.
well, originally,
If you're
it was a
upset with
comedy
us
books.
because our Broadway facts are wrong, one, please tweet at us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter, and then tell us how wrong we are about our Broadway musicals,
Oh, look at
and then
that.
tell us if you would watch Roger the Musical.
Oh, no way. That joke.
Everyone, I have some exciting news from
You watch something?
Marvile Studios.
What's the news? Tip?
They're making a sequel to Ant-Man. It's called Uncle Man.
All right, that was too dumb. I don't know.
So where's Uncle Man's powers? Tip. Is he getting
He,
money for your birthday?
he touches you in funny places.
Whoa,
Uncle
speaking
Man has
What if he's Kingpin? What if he's Kingpin?
the power
Uncle Man
to
is
fondle.
Kingpin.
So so no history with Clint and Duquesne next episode. Y'all think?
No, I don't see it. I don't see how they could like rope that in with only 3 episodes left.
What? How do they open up? Like, I think Jack's gonna say, "Hello, Clint."
Oh,
Right? That would be a good intro, and then I can totally see Clint's character going like, "Who are you?"
yeah.
Because everyone knows who Clint is. He's a fucking Avenger, but no one knows who Jack with his mustache is.
I will say though, I'm interested if
mustache.
this series seems to be implying that Duquesne was Ronin first.
Beforehand, yeah. Because that's a good question. Where did that costume come from?
Oh, I don't know. I always thought
Yeah,
it
did
was
he make
Clint.
But just the way he has the sword too, it seems like the way he holds it, it just seems like it's his. I don't know how else to describe it.
That makes sense. I mean, he is a master
In
swordsman,
theory-
so I feel like every sword. But I do
I
like
think
he did want the sword.
I think he's just a sword aficionado. But that could definitely be another.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
great.
I
But
think
when
he's a
the
sword
Yeah.
aficionado.
when the
Yeah,
Jackson
they kept
Five-
showing swords all over the house.
But like the
But-
guy
but-
said, like he made a bid for it, and his uncle was like, "You don't have enough money, you can't afford that." And he was like,
Yeah.
"I don't care,
And
I
then
want it."
suddenly
Like it
he's-
meant something to him. So
And
either,
then suddenly he's been stabbed.
yeah,
But during that first scene with the tracksuit mafia there, like he's bidding on it, but also when the whole chaos is going on, he grabs it. That's the first thing he grabs instead of like running away. So
Yeah,
I'd probably
he
grab
was
it.
there
I'd probably
for
grab
that.
a weapon too. But I get what you're
But-
saying.
like there's a reason why he wanted this specific sword.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. All right, so that's about it. Any predictions for next week? I guess the mother has to come back in some shape or form.
So the mother is actually, they're gonna like try to follow Duquesne, but find out the mother is somehow involved in some criminal activity.
Yeah.
Like she is Kingpin's girlfriend. Like
No, I think she's probably working with Kingpin, but I think she's like she and Duquesne are working together, and she killed Duquesne killed his uncle on Eleanor's orders. So I think that's going to be the big twist at the end of episode 5. We're gonna find out, and I guess her dad's gonna come back in some way. I guess
to save the day,
also,
maybe.
Yeah.
Or-
Also, I think Echo's character is going to find out that wasn't Ronan who killed her dad.
Oh.
It was because Kingpin has used people to dress up as other people in the past before.
Yeah,
it was
Daredevil.
somebody else.
That's
So
a good
maybe it was
point.
even Jack.
Yeah, I think it was
that's a good
Jack.
point.
Jack, that would fit your previous thesis about how Jack
But
was
to
the
be fair,
first Ronin.
Ronan would totally kill those guys anyway, because he was like just sort of unhinged at that point in his career. So this seems like sort of a cop out. He's not like it sort of like washes Clint clean.
I mean, he
of
still
killing Echo's parents,
killed a lot
but-
of people. He just didn't kill these people.
Yeah, I think it's a cop out though if they went that way. I just think like there should be consequences for Clint's time as Ronin. And it
Yeah.
seems like
Hey,
it's a Christmas story.
Terrible things.
yeah. So I mean, I think he should like have like there should be some sort of consequences for that. But it seems like they're just trying to
Some
like
kinda-
wash Clint of any wrongdoing. I think that's
Some kind of accords.
Well, he broke the accords when he became a serial killer.
Well, Well, Forrest, there is such thing as atonement.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just don't
People
like
can
watch.
atone.
Yeah,
just
but
don't,
in the
watch
words of
everything
atonement,
you've done.
atonement's usually given like a Judeo-Christian background, or that's where it came from. And the one thing you can't atone for is murder, and that is the one thing Clinton Barton has done a lot of.
Mhm.
One
So-
hit,
You can atone for
1,000
murder.
murders.
You can atone for it.
I thought that was like the unforgivable sin.
No,
This
there's
caused-
nothing
this used to be
unforgivable.
Texas curse.
Yeah.
I guess that explains all these Catholic priests. It's a callback to an earlier joke, I think, before you were here, Tim.
Tim.
Oh God.
Tim.
Tom, Tip, whatever. Sorry,
Yeah,
I was
Tim
googling
Allen.
it. Sorry, I was googling and typing at the same time.
Hello, I'm Tim McMuffin.
I've
How
only,
are
known
we?
this, I've only known this man for 20 years, and I just got his name wrong.
So yeah, we'll see what
20 years. How old are we now, Major?
happens.
30?
Oh my God.
So let's talk about the Peacemaker trailer. Let's say Peace Walker, because I've played MGS a lot growing up.
I am really excited for this show. That's all I'm gonna say.
Peacemaker, yeah, because I really like Suicide Squad. I really thought John Cena was the standout, one of the standouts. Really standout.
The
Forrest
Suicide
said he
Squad.
Really like Suicide
Oh,
Squad.
yeah.
No, the Suicide Squad. Suicide
Okay,
Squad
like-
sucks. The Suicide Squad was good.
And they both suck for the naming convention.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this a lot. I thought this was way better than the first trailer. The first trailer had a lot of humor that didn't land for me, but I thought this was way better. I liked that the eagle was jumping in the car with him as he's trying to get to the getaway car.
Yeah.
The eagle's not going to poop in here, is it? He's like, or it's not housebroken. He's like, of course not. If you do, take away its soul. So I like that he's another vigilante friend called Vigilante.
Well,
I'm getting major Deadpool vibes from him. Maybe it's just me, but it's like, he's very like expressive with the mask on, so I'm definitely getting like a Deadpool sort of vibe to him.
His name is Vigilante?
Yeah, his name's Vigilante or Vigilante, whatever. So I would not be surprised if he got a spinoff after this spinoff. Because that's how these comic companies think. It's got spinoff after spinoff after spinoff. So but yeah, so apparently I gave a little bit more information on the plot. Because apparently the bad guys are called the Butterflies.
Oh, it's a good thing he's got a bald eagle.
Yeah, and apparently there's some sort of like zombie hive mind sort of organization. It's very similar to Starro in the Suicide Squad movie.
Interesting. It's a little close, don't you think?
Did anyone watch the trailer?
I'm watching it
Yeah, I
now.
watched it. I'm excited.
I'm watching it
His
now.
helmet looks better.
I'm actually looking at it again too.
Like,
Let's
'cause they
all
had that
take
brief
2.5
discussion.
minutes to watch it right now.
They have that discussion about how he's surprised he's back home because he's supposed to be in prison in the trailer, and he's like, "No, I'm working for the government." Oh, you're working for the post office?
Oh yeah.
I just saw him and his whitey tighties bust through a wall, then jump through a window. So it doesn't matter what the rest of the trailer is. I'm on board.
I am not
20 episodes. Let's do this, John Cena.
I'm not a John Cena fan.
What?
I loved him in the Suicide Squad as this character, and this trailer is just more of that. And I'm really surprised at his range. Actually, there was one movie I liked him in. It was like Blockers.
Blockers was good.
Yeah,
Yep. Blockers was
daughters from, I guess, hooking up on Prime Night.
Yeah,
and that butt stuff with the beer. Yeah. He is really good. Have you seen? You need to watch. I'll try to find like the clip. I'm sure it's on YouTube. He's in Trainwreck with Amy Poehler or whatever.
I refuse to see that.
No, you don't need to see it. It's not that great, but there's like he's in it for like 3 or 4 minutes in a movie theater, just for, like a short scene. And dude, I was like crying laughing by the end of it. It was along the lines of, Rob, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Maybe if I can even describe it enough. There was this terrible comedy that came out, I want to say after Dodgeball, and it was like one of like the funny guys. He was like down on his luck. He was like a used car salesman. It was Will Ferrell, I think. Well, no.
Oh, I've seen that. And then he lives out on his front lawn.
No. It's like a used car salesman. He's trying to do like
gets fired from the news company.
So Will Ferrell jumps out of a plane dressed as Abraham Lincoln, but he grabbed the wrong bag, and so instead of grabbing his parachute, he grabbed a bag full of like dildos. And so like when he releases the parachute, he just opens up all these dildos, and it's just like dildos hitting Will Ferrell in the face like on a green screen for like 3 minutes while he just ad-libs. And it's like probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Speedway, right?
It was called like Bad Luck or something.
Was it the Jeremy Piven movie?
I think it's called The Goods. I think.
The Goods.
I think it bombed.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Will Ferrell, The Goods.
Like that part was the only good part.
Live hard, sell hard.
Yeah, that's The Goods. Live hard, sell hard.
He's doing like promotion as Abraham Lincoln, and he's like, "These deals are like John Wilkes Booth. They're gonna sneak up behind you and blow your brains out."
Oh my god!
So,
I just posted in our Discord.
I found
the claim. Anyway, I think I saw it's absolutely hilarious. It's a terrible movie, but like Will Ferrell's cameo in it, like just leaves you in literal stitches.
Yeah, I heard like the movie's terrible, but that's like that scene with Will Ferrell's hilarious.
And I think I would almost recommend watching the first hour, just so you can sit through how bad that movie is, just so that scene is so good and refreshing. I think like you really need to juxtapose like how bad this movie is with how good this cameo is.
It's just a scene it needed.
Yeah.
So all right, so back to Peacemaker.
Yes.
All I remember from this is like the bad guys are called butterflies and like zombies, and his dad has a really really bad haircut.
This looks great. He throws
the haircut of a
shell.
17-year-old juvenile delinquent for some reason, and he's like in his 70s. So besides that, that's the only issue I had with the trailer.
I mean, all right. So let's be honest here. Whose hair is better, Hawkeye from Endgame, Ronan's haircut, or his dad?
Well, it's like these are like 40 or 50-year-old men with haircuts of like 17-year-olds.
Yeah, these are both atrocious.
And it's really disturbing.
Yeah,
he's got like a partial Hawkeye.
Forrest,
he's like a
Hawkeye, when don't be judging. You're gonna be that age one day too.
Yeah, well, he's probably gonna have
you're gonna think about a haircut.
My hair doesn't look like Hawkeye's or whatever the heck it was in the Peacemaker, but I don't know.
Can I be honest with you guys? Can I just share a little secret? You won't tell anyone. You won't put down the wide world.
We're on a podcast right now. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. Oh, don't tell the podcast. I low-key love Hawkeye's haircut in Endgame. I'll defend it. I mean, not in person or in public, but anonymously online. I love it. I think it's great. Soccer.
Guest user 001.
If you see, if
I like Hawkeye's haircut.
Hawkeye's haircut in Endgame is cool. He's going through a phase, guys. He lost his family and apparently his barber.
So, what are you most excited for? The Miss Marvel show or Peacemaker?
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
What about Peacemaker or Moon Knight?
Peacemaker.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough from Night to like make me excited or unexcited either way.
I mean, I do love me some
Unexcited.
Like, if it was anyone else, I wouldn't be nearly. I would probably be like neutral on it, but I do love me some Oscar Isaac. I think he's a phenomenal actor.
Oh,
I am looking forward to him in Moon Knight.
nice segue. He's voicing Spider-Man 2099 in the new Spider-Verse movie.
There's a new Spider-Verse movie.
Also had a trailer. Yeah.
Tell us more about it, Forrest. Well, Robbie and I aren't watching
Ooh.
it. We're watching it ahead of time.
It wasn't really a
It
trailer.
was the one you linked this morning because I saw that.
It was mainly just a teaser footage, so it showed like Miles in his room and Spider-Gwen pays him a visit. And then
Spider-Gwen.
Just
the next scene
frantically
they're
trying
going,
to hide stuff.
they're in 2099 Marvel, and he's fighting Spider-Man 2099, who's voiced by Oscar Isaac.
I remember when the first trailer for Into the Spider-Verse came out, and I did not like how it looked. And I thought it was going to be really dumb, and it turned out to be like
Why
the
is
best movie in the year.
his head on his chest, not on his shoulders?
And then like they won like a Grammy for the animation design, and like watching it was like my favorite movie of that year. Like it was absolutely just very well done.
It's really good. A lot of people say it's like the best Spider-Man movie ever. I think they're just being a little hyperbolic. I think when stuff comes out,
Yes.
like the more recent people say, "Oh, it's the best ever," but I still think I like the first two Raimi movies the best. I think it's the movie was better than any of the Mark Webb movies, and I'd say it's like on par with like Homecoming or Far From Home. I mean, I enjoyed those, but I didn't think I still like the first two Raimi movies the best.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like,
They captured the Spider-Man spirit the best.
Far From Home, I mean, just an incredible movie. But it was more incredible, like, cinematically, whereas I think Into the Spider-Verse was more like on a connection, or it was a better story.
Yeah, I mean, I like the old Peter Parker and his relationship with Miles.
Right, fat, divorced, given up, stuff like that.
Although I think it would have been more emotionally resonating if Kingpin had killed that version of Peter Parker instead of like the blonde one at the beginning, because we didn't like know who that Spider-Man was.
I mean, you say that, but if he had killed Spider-Ham, I probably would have cried the entire movie.
And that's the thing; it would have been more emotionally resonating because we knew this Spider-Man like for the entire movie, and then if Kingpin killed him,
Yeah,
then like everyone would be like, oh.
right.
Yeah.
It would have hit a lot closer to home. But
And I think that was like the real Peter Parker, wasn't it? The older version, like he's the one from the 616 is just the older version.
I'd have to go back and watch it, which
Yeah, that's my
just
understanding.
means it's a great excuse when you go back and watch it.
So,
Is the
Well, yeah.
animation style different on this movie than the last
It
one?
should be the same. It should be the same. I
It
think
looks a little
it's going
different.
to change like what people loved about the first one.
Yeah, I mean they won a Oscar for it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who's the bad guy. I mean, it was Kingpin the first one. I hope it's going to be Moreland and the Inheritors. That seems to make the most sense because they were the bad guys in the Spider-Verse event a few years back, and I think they're sort of like this aristocratic vampire cult, but they kill spider totems throughout the multiverse. So, very
Well,
specific,
You know what that
but-
sounds like?
Spicer
Sound-
totems.
Sounds like it's time to play our favorite new game. Worst answers only. Who's the bad guy? Matt, who is the bad guy in Spider-Verse 2? Wrong answers only. Mephisto. Yeah, they get the easy one out of the way. Yeah, okay. Robbie.
What if they just disappoint you with some random
Well, they had
character?
what villain did they
Craven.
have for the first one?
Galactus.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Spider-Man versus Galactus. Take my fucking money.
Hey,
You want to get me back in the theater? A 5-minute short of Spider-Man trying to go
They
against
don't own the
Galactus,
rights
and
to
Galactus
Galactus.
just eating him in Earth. I'll give you $20 for 5 minutes. I mean, it better be some damn good CGI. I better hear Robbie talking about the CGI for the next 6 months. And say $20 for a
I do
5-minute
watch a lot of
short.
I mean, wasn't
No,
Green
well-
Goblin already in the first one? So I mean, if they did him again, it'd be kind of redundant. I mean, I'm sure they're going to.
Aren't they doing him again?
I
Oh, you
mean-
mean the first Spider-Verse?
I'm just saying, like, they should. I mean, since like, is like he's gonna be. He was only in one universe in the first movie. Just people came to visit him. Now he's jumping from universe to universe. So I think Moreland would make the most sense, but I could see it probably just being Norman Osborn. Although that's what the new movie's gonna be about. No Way
Right.
Home. It's basically gonna be Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Why couldn't they just do 1,000 Kangs? Just a different Kang from every different like universe. Yes,
I don't think Feige would let them use Kang.
No.
Just all show up.
Uncle Ben.
Oh yeah. Ant-Man
Now
from
that
another
is the
universe.
best worst answer I've ever
Uncle
heard.
Man. Uncle Man is the bad guy.
Let me ask you
Uncle
this.
Man. Yeah, there we go.
Uncle Man. Matt,
Wow, full circle.
am
Nice.
local.
Matt, you're given a new Spider-Man movie, right?
Okay.
We're starting over fresh. You're given a new Spider-Man movie. Do you kill Uncle Ben in your movie?
Yes, definitely.
Like you show it?
No, you show it. Like you don't like.
You
oh,
make
no,
us all
I'm
sit through it.
free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: Do
You have to
kill,
feel Peter Parker's pain. All
do you
right.
kill
Is it,
And I'm
Batman?
gonna-
is it a double tap or single?
Mm,
No, it's a single
Well-
because he's
Okay.
he's trying to do a robbery. He gets shot. The mugger steals the pearls, and then Peter Parker comes over to him. And he
Wait, what
says,
if Uncle
"Wait,
Ben
Okay,
was
because
a
double tap is like
Kills
intentional
himself.
killing. Single tap is just like impulsive pow.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like if you're pointing a gun at someone and you pull the trigger, that's intentional killing. Game over. Come fight me on it.
and you can't do it in
Yeah.
slow mo. You can't do it in slow mo because that's just too cheesy.
No.
gonna be
Just slowly pulling the trigger.
Well,
It's gonna be like-
the body
Yeah.
hits the ground. You're telling me that's not going to be in slow motion?
Nope.
The
Nope.
the arm.
No, I want this kind of. Did that really just happen? You know,
Oh, you want to be
just this
fast?
quick. Yeah, just this really quick. Bam, runs off, and it
Like,
let it sink in for a minute.
Like
You
a
know.
Wild West movie where
Like
it's just a
blood,
quick draw
teeth
and there's no
concrete.
slow mo or anything. Just
It's just
All
pat.
right, all right. What about you, Robbie? Would you kill Uncle Ben in your movie?
no.
No, I'm
I
pulling
don't
a big
think
old
I'm
marble.
throwing it
We're
in.
moving right past this. I want to get Forrest's take, but then I really want to circle back to find out if Matt kills Bruce Wayne's parents. But we'll finish up with Forrest first. Forrest, do you
What?
kill Uncle Ben in your movie?
No, because they're never going to top what Sam Raimi did in the first movie. I don't think they're because it's just going to be like remember Man of Steel when they had to re-kill Jonathan Kent? And
Yeah.
it was awful because basically he just
Well, that was also
Killed himself.
stupid. That was also dumb. Like there was reason, there was a reason why Clark Kent had to die from like a heart attack, and like why it meant so much. Like Superman or Jonathan Kent died of a heart attack. Like Clark Kent, it was like the most powerful man ever, right? He's Superman. He can do all these things, but he still can't stop some people from dying. He can't fix everything. And I think that was like a valuable lesson. But there was no lesson learned with Jonathan Kent dying in a damn tornado.
Yeah.
Besides,
Yeah.
maybe don't listen to your dad every once in a while.
yeah. Well, I think
I want to circle
keeping
back.
Ben
I really got
alive
to find
is
out.
the
Matt, are you
safest
killing?
keeping-
And if he
Are you killing the Waynes?
Of
yeah,
course.
you keep the Waynes alive if you.
If I'm doing a reboot or like starting
Batman
fresh,
wouldn't happen.
yeah. If we're doing Batman and I'm starting fresh and I have to do his origin, then oh yes, I'm definitely doing it.
I get it.
But
yeah.
I,
Slow motion.
like
There's
Would he
I
do
kinda
it
won't-
like under
I
behind
kind
his
of like the
parents'
19.
backs? Would you think he'd still
No,
do
I
it?
kind of like the 1989 version,
okay.
but I hate how they went to slow mo in that.
And then the
you know.
pearls. Like how did
They
the
went to
pearls get
slow mo.
behind the gun?
No.
How did the pearls
No,
get behind the gun?
Because you have Jack Nicholson's character like teasing with them before he shoots them, and I thought that was like very dark, and brooding.
right.
But
Jack Napier. Jack
then
Napier.
they go like he tries to grab the pearls and it goes in slow mo and the pearls rip and we don't see the actual deaths. We just see the pearls bouncing around.
Yeah.
And no, I'm showing it.
Just don't do it again. And we've
All
seen
right,
it like
all
what
right.
5
Matt,
times already.
You asked me, Matt.
Who would you kill? Uncle
I'm
Ben
throwing
or
in a
Waynes?
plot twist, right? All the promotional material, you see Batman, it looks like regular Gotham, right? We open up, you see Crime Alley, but it's spelled Cryme, right? And because it's not based off of crime, but it's based off of
CRY.
yeah, because in my story, there's a very, very rich man, 50, 80, 100 years ago, in the
Rich
streets named
Crime.
after him. Yeah, we'll call him Richard Crime or whatever. Rich Crime. Yeah, that's genius. But we go into the alley, right? We see Bruce, we see his dad, we see Martha, right? And we see the gunner, and then Bruce dies, and then bam, it is a fuck. I just killed the punchline.
You just scrapped Flashpoint.
Yeah, it's a
So,
Flashpoint.
so
It's a
Bruce, so
Flashpoint
Bruce
Batman movie.
dies.
Like, how cool would that be, Matt?
And there's
you were
no
walking
Batman.
into a
What?
No, it's Flashpoint. If you were walking into a
Oh.
Batman movie thinking it was going to be Batman and then it turned out to be Flashpoint, like, wouldn't that blow your fucking mind? Like, how do you not stand up and cheer?
Well, I think that's what they wanted to do.
What?
I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan wanted to play Thomas Wayne, but Did someone else get cast as Thomas Wayne? Maybe not. Okay. Well, anyway,
Tom Wayne.
we don't use the Wayne still anymore. We've
Can
seen
we
him
just,
kill
can we
him.
just
Great name.
talk about
Tom Wayne.
how Echo has a spinoff but Wong doesn't? What hashtag do we need for that?
Trust
I'd
me,
watch
they're
that.
thinking about it. I think what they're going to do, an Agents of Atlas show with all the Asian characters like Jimmy Woo, Wong,
Ooh.
I don't know, I guess Shang-Chi maybe.
Wait.
But
What'd you call it? You call it Agents of Atlas or Agents of Atlas?
Agents of Atlas.
Agents. Okay. All right. I've never heard of this team before.
It's comprised entirely of Asians, though. So,
Okay.
with the comics, so. But yeah.
I want an Alpha Flight movie.
I think we're going to have to get the X-Men before we get that. Or maybe like a solo Wolverine movie.
Yeah, we haven't even introduced mutants yet into the MCU, so.
Who's
Yeah.
the first mutant?
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, technically.
I roll.
You can argue Kang, I guess. No,
That's
he's a
one for the
regular.
podcast.
Kang's not.
All right, you're in charge. All right, Kevin Feige gets sick and places you in charge of the future in the MCU. What is the first X-Men you bring in?
Worst answer, Jubilee.
Worst answer?
Magneto.
What about Mojo?
Magneto.
Mojo's not a mutant, but he was in the X-Men comics.
Magneto.
But seriously, Legion, because Legion could provide a manner in which you gap the universes, so that way mutants can come into the actual MCU.
All right. One
Ooh,
question.
that's
Do
scary.
I have to go back and watch the Legion's TV show on FX?
Yes. No. I never finished.
That show was so frustrating. I wanted to like it so much, and I made it through season 2, and I just couldn't.
I heard season 1's like it's the best one, and season 2 and 3 are just too
It's-
strange.
Yeah, it just gets weirder, and like you're like, it's only an hour-long show, but it feels like it takes 3 hours to watch.
I think Noah Hawley only has it in him for like a really good first season of the shows he runs, and then like afterwards, it's just. Although I really like season 2 of Fargo, and season 3 was interesting, but season 4 was.
Wait, did he do
I liked
Fargo?
it, but I think
I
it was
love me some
stupid.
Fargo.
Yeah, but isn't the first season the best though, in your opinion?
That is something we would love. I would love to have a whole podcast talking about which season's the best.
Okay. Well, we're almost at 50 minutes, so how about we put our final thoughts on Across the Spider-Verse? So everyone gonna go see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Only if it has Tobey Maguire.
Hey, you never know.
Wait, by
Could easily
that
be
logic,
Across
does
the
that mean you're
Spider-Verse.
going to go see Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah, who is in that?
Definitely.
Uncle Ben.
Who's,
Yeah, yeah.
who's quote who's
Ticket
not in
ticket
that?
sales have already been pre-sales have already like set a record, so I probably need to get.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
probably-
the second highest.
Although, are we gonna
besides
play
Endgame.
D&D that Thursday, the 17th?
I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see.
Okay.
If you get a midnight showing, then you've got enough time to play D&D and get to the movie theater.
Yeah.
And do midnight shows anymore.
I don't think so. I think they just do like 6, 7. You know, they do it like early. On
Yeah, the midnight
Thursday
show
evening.
is like the 7 o'clock show now.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think they don't want the theater open that late. You know, but
Plus
you know.
on a Thursday. Got work in the morning.
All right. Well, that's the show, everyone. Major, you want to plug social media?
Yeah, man, hit us up. Let me know what you think. We got a lot of great responses. Everyone agreed that episode 8 was the best Star Wars movie. I don't know why, but they all seem to agree with Matt's opinion on that. If you think they're wrong, come hit him up on Twitter. Agree with me on Major.
Everyone who
Major's
voted had
right.
never seen another Star Wars movie. That was the first Star Wars movie they've ever seen. So
Oh, the only Star Wars movie they've ever seen. They just saw that one and was like, wow, that's good. I wish they made more of these. And then
What, The Empire
I
Strikes
wish
Back?
they gave the director a whole trilogy of his own. Movies.
yes, yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh, but not before they give a trilogy to those awesome guys who did Game of Thrones. That was good. That was good.
D&D. Yep.
And Kevin Feige, you know, might as well give one hit.
No,
give
fuck
one-
that.
and
All right,
Taika
sarcasm's
Waititi.
over. You give Kevin Feige a fucking trilogy. Are you kidding
Every
me?
successful director, you get a Star Wars movie. You get a Star Wars movie. So, all right.
Can,
Well,
can we turn
Forrest.
that into a GIF? Yeah, yes. One of you guys out there who love the podcast and have Photoshop, you just meme that for us, and we'll give you credit. And we'll love it on Reddit. And then that Twitter again. That's the Zealot Podcast. Hit us up. That guy was Forced. I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Matt.
I'm Tip.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Tim.
Thank you.